Today we're going to be making a mushroom and cheddar quiche, and it is going to be very good. So this is going to be an S meal on Trim Healthy Mama, and this is something that I just can't wait to make. I used to eat quiche all the time, and I haven't been eating it as much lately just because of the crust. Well, this is a crustless quiche. I guess you'd call that a frittata, but they call it a quiche, so it's a quiche. So one of the reasons that I'm so excited to have quiche tonight is because we have some friends who have some chickens, and they were kind enough to give us actually like 3 dozen eggs. So these were laid this morning, and so I'm gonna go ahead and make my quiche. You can watch me do this. I'm gonna show you how this is a lower carb. Actually, the net carbs are like under 5 net carbs. It's gonna be a delicious dinner. Now, I don't have any heavy cream, so I'm gonna substitute a little extra cheese along with my half and half, because that's half cream, half milk. So it's still gonna work out perfect. I'm so excited to have this. Let's get cooking. All right, I'm gonna start off by melting 2 tablespoons of butter. And to that, I'm gonna add half a cup of chopped onions and 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. Now, I love these baby Bella mushrooms. I don't know why they're so good to me. I love mushrooms, period. And I'll tell you what, they're great at creating GLP-1s naturally in your body. So I try to have mushrooms every week, because I want those naturally occurring GLP-1s. Now, I don't have anything against GLP-1s. I think whatever works for you, do it. I think as long as you're getting healthy and losing weight. For me, I opted to try this whole health plan without GLP-1s, but I'll tell you what, if I needed them, I would definitely do them. It's just, all right, so we're gonna put in our onions, and we're gonna put in our mushrooms, and we're gonna let those cook up in the skillet until everything's nice and cooked. So as you can see, my mushrooms and onions are sauteing. You're gonna saute these 6 to 8 minutes. You just wanna do this long enough that all of the liquid evaporates from the mushrooms. So it doesn't take long, 6 to 8 minutes. This has been a couple of minutes already. They're cooking down, and I've sprayed the bottom of a 9-inch pan. So I'm gonna put these in here and kind of let them cool for a few minutes, and then I'll show you what we put in our egg mixture. Now, if you wanted to add a half a cup of chopped spinach, you could do that at this point. I have canned spinach, so I'm gonna opt to leave that out at this point, but you could put it in if you want to. I want this just a mushroom and cheddar quiche. So, all right, I'll bring you back in just a minute. All right, almost all of our liquid is gone, and these are just about the texture I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my pan and get going on the rest of my dish. So you're just gonna put these on the bottom of your pan. Now, if you weren't following the Trim Healthy Mama program, you could actually substitute evaporated milk instead of the half and half or the cream, just to cut down on your fat. For me, I need this for the S meal. And I've actually decided to put in a little bit of roast from the other night. So I'm not gonna put all the gravy in it, but I am gonna put a few slices of this roast beef in. The extra protein is not gonna hurt anything at all. It's just going to add a little bit of extra protein. As you can see, I'm not gonna put a whole lot in. These are sliced really thin. So all I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of meat, because in this particular one, you could add bacon if you want. I don't really eat bacon, but let me cut this up. You know, we have to add everything in. And you know, I've been on Trim Healthy Mama so long now that I kind of know what you can have and what you can't have, to even make like small substitutions. It's really worked out nice. It's really become a complete way of eating for me. Long after I'm off this diet, I'm going to be having Trim Healthy Mama meals, and I really, really, really enjoy them. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this meat over this. All right, let's start putting our egg mixture together while we let those cool down. And these eggs are from a lot of different chickens that they have. Look at those, aren't those pretty? They're all different colors, blue, kind of a green, brown. You can tell that it's a lot of different kinds of chickens. So we're just gonna go ahead and, wow, they're still warm. Isn't that funny? The first thing I'm noticing from these is that these shells are really thin. You really don't need to crack them very hard as compared to the store-bought eggs. I don't know what does that. All right, so we're gonna do a total of 8 eggs. So all we're gonna do is just give these a quick whisk. To that, we're gonna add our seasonings. We're gonna add, I've got this all listed in the description below, but we are gonna add garlic powder, onion powder, salt, black pepper, and some dried parsley. So let's put all that in. Give it a good stir. All right, so we're gonna add 1 cup. And we're also gonna add 1/4 cup of almond milk. Give it another good stir. Now we're gonna take our cheese mixture. We're gonna make a layer over this meat and mushrooms. This is 8 ounces. So we are gonna go ahead and put this cheese over the top. I mean, this isn't completely 8 ounces. I was just trying to look and see how much was in a bag that I had. All right, so I ended up putting 2 cups of cheese plus an extra 1/4 cup because I didn't have the heavy cream. I was using half and half. So we're gonna pour our eggs right over the top. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. You're just gonna pour it over your cheese and vegetables. Like so. Now I actually like all my cheese kind of under the eggs so that none of it, you know, burns. You know how sometimes it does that. Now the mushrooms are gonna jump up, a few of them, but there you go. Now I do put mine on a pan because it is it is gonna puff up a little bit, but I will go ahead and put this in my oven for 40 to 45 minutes. I'm probably gonna check it in 30 just to see how it's doing, and I'll bring you back when it's time to set it. Now, as usual, I have my grandkids coming over to swim. I've got 3 of them, and they're all little, so I can't be dealing with food later. So it's actually like late morning. I'm making this. I'm gonna set it aside, you know, cover it after it's all set, and then we're just gonna heat it up for dinner with probably something else, maybe another vegetable or something. All right, so I'll bring you back in just a few minutes. I did tell you it was going to rise. But the fun part about making a quiche, this is what happens when it rises. Within about a half an hour to an hour, it'll all level out and it'll be absolutely the way you normally see a quiche. Well, thanks for joining me today in making this delicious mushroom cheese quiche. Can't wait to try it. I know it's going to be really good. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.